because I believe every woman has a story to tell. And we all have so much more in common than we think. These are the women next to me.
Hi, welcome to another episode of The Women Next to Me. I am super excited to continue this talk that started last week into this week. And I hope that this is a way for women to realize how, again, connected that we all are in this world. So do you want to introduce yourself?
I do. And first I would like to say thank you for, having me on your podcast. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So my name is Lindsay Leduc. I'm from Yorkville, raised in Yorkville. I watch my nieces and nephew during the day. So I kind of run my own little daycare. And then at night I am a bartender at Grace Coffee and Wine.
That's probably where I've seen you before. I feel like I recognize you.
That's where everyone's like, you look familiar. I'm like, probably a Grace, because that's where everyone goes.
I've probably served you wine and coffee before.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, and your go-to coffee mug. Do you have a go-to coffee mug?
I do. So this is my go-to. Can you see that pretty well?
Yeah, it's in there. Yep, I love it.
Yeah, so that one is my favorite right now, obviously, because, one, it was given to me by my sister-in-law, Jen, who also went through infertility treatment. And, we both struggled for years and years, and we kind of just were each other's support system as much as we could be. And she bought me that mug, and I just thought it was amazing because in the infertility world, we call each other warriors because it is hard.
Yes, you guys are.
But yeah, I love it. And I love waking up to it and just, thinking like I'm strong and I can do this. And
right.
I just love it.
I love that each day. So we spoke with Nikki last week, and Nikki is your surrogate. And obviously in the, you have been through a lot to get to where you are right now. So do you wanna, and I know, and you have said that you are an open book. So just so everybody knows, I'm not asking her questions that she has told, we kind of talked about it before, but do you want to go through how it kind of all started, what you've been through up to you and Nikki deciding to take this path?
Yes. So it's been a long 5-year journey, and it would probably take me an hour to go through everything.
Yeah.
But we tried for a year naturally, and we had no success. After a year, we went to a fertility specialist, and I got diagnosed with a few things. We tried different surgeries. We tried different protocols. We pretty much had done it all. A couple years in, Nikki came to me. She knew I was struggling. She knew how bad I wanted to be a mother, and her being my best friend offered surrogacy to us. At that time, it meant so much to me, but I just wasn't ready for that option, because I still wanted to try and do it on my own.
Yeah.
So again, fast forward a couple more years, we tried more doctors, more surgeries, more protocols.
Wow.
And
how many rounds so you did do a few rounds of IVF, yes?
I did, yes.
How many rounds you did?
I did 5 cycles of IUIs.
Okay.
And then I did 2 egg retrievals, and then I did 1 fresh embryo transfer, and then I did 4 frozen embryo transfers.
Wow.
Sorry, transfers.
Yeah. Wow. And were the doctors giving you reasons that it wasn't working, or were they just like, let's just keep trying and see if it happens? Or
yes. So and not that you can ever know 100%, because there's still so much research that they have to do, and some things are just but yeah, so I had a hormone imbalance, which can be fixed with medication, so that wasn't a huge deal. First, I had a very large fibroid, which usually they're the size of a quarter, maybe a golf ball, but mine was the size of a very large grapefruit.
wow.
So yeah, my doctor at the time called it one chunky monkey.
Wow.
So he's like, we got to get it out of there.
Yeah.
So I ended up having a reproductive reconstructive surgery. So after that, he thought, you know, after getting that out of there, it would work. But it didn't. But then when he went in for surgery, he found out that I had stage 2 endometriosis. And then, so he said that's one of the top reasons for infertility. So then when he took all that out, he said, you know, it should work now. But it ended up not working. And they found out that I had a blood clotting disorder. So they put me on other meds to help with blood flow and whatnot. So, and then that didn't work. And then I actually recently got diagnosed with PCOS.
Okay.
So every year it kind of seemed like every surgery, something else came up, and every blood test I did, something else came up. And it was just, you know what I mean? So I just kept on getting diagnosed with more and more and more. So where I'm at now is basically, and I actually just got results recently. Basically the end of the road is reproductive immunology, which I just got all my tests done in December and finally got my results back. So, so I might try to go forward. My husband and I are still talking about how we're going to go forward, what we're going to do, what we're going to try, because there's so many decisions. But anyway, so we knew that it was going to be a struggle if the doctors that I'm with now are like, you know, we basically have done all the testing and everything that we possibly can do. Right. So saying that, it's kind of like, okay, where do we go from here? So Nikki had actually offered it again. And this time I took her up on her offer. And so, you know, she met with my doctor and things just worked out. She was a perfect candidate, and yeah, so now she's 13 and a half weeks.
Can I ask how your husband felt about it when it was brought up to him? Was he like, yeah, let's do this? Or was he like, this is kind of, ugh?
At first, I think he was kind of like, whoa, that's weird. You know, like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was weird, but I was like, not ready, where he was like, that's a whole new ball game. You know what I mean? But yeah. I think, you know, towards the end, he was kind of like, okay, you know, I think he kind of warmed up to it. You know what I mean? And plus he's very close. We're such a close unit, like Nikki, her husband, my husband. So it's, you know what I mean? We're not strangers, or and not that that's an issue either if you go through, you know, an agency, but like, it's just, you know, we're so close and yeah, it kind of worked. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, so she went through all the tests and everything too. And she told us her, you know, treatment and everything she went through. And she said it was so eye-opening for her too, like all the shots you had to get at some point and that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was eye-opening for her. And so how far along is she right now? Is she
13 and a half weeks.
13 and a half weeks. That's amazing. And she said you guys might find out the sex of the baby.
Yeah. So we were going to plan on something for Valentine's Day, but I chickened out. Okay. I'm just so nervous. So I was like, maybe in a couple more weeks. I just,
So yeah. You don't know what it is.
I don't know. And we could have known, because when you get your embryos tested, like we did, they already know the sex of all the embryos. And we opted out of that option to know. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you guys are going to find out as of right now.
Yes. Probably in a couple weeks.
All right. So maybe we can do a follow-up then in a couple weeks and see like how it went.
Yeah.
I love that. And then she was talking about the delivery, and you guys are going to get to be there, hopefully, especially in this whole crazy world. But the doctor's letting you guys go to all the appointments right now? Yes.
And you know, with the fertility clinic, we weren't able to. Okay. But the OB, when we came to him a couple weeks ago, he was very open to it. And I know some clinics, some doctors are not okay with it. Our doctor was. So going forward, you know, Doug and I will be there at every appointment. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's,
As you should be. As you should be. I love it. So, so the next step is just her appointments, maybe you guys finding out what you're having, and then baby is coming in August.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, I love that. I know this is going to kind of throw you off, but so you were her phenomenal woman that she talked about in her life.
Yeah.
So do you have one that you would like to talk about?
Oh
We
boy.
didn't talk about this beforehand. I know, so I'm throwing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that did throw me off.
Sorry.
And it's just for Nikki to say that about me is so amazing, because anybody who's met Nikki knows that she's the most amazing person. And I think probably most people that know her knows she's amazing. I think so many people aspire to be who she is. You know, she just, when you meet her, she just like lights up a room, and just, she's so inspirational, and she always puts people, you know, above herself. And, you know, so it's like, she is so amazing for me and so many other people. So the fact that she chose me, I just feel like, not worthy. But yeah, I would definitely say Nikki is definitely an inspiration to me for so many ways. I mean, she's just gone through so much in her life, and to come out on top, and when I mean on top, I just mean her heart is so big. She's been through so much, and she still just loves people and loves them unconditionally and hard, and just with everything that she has. And it's amazing. So yeah, she's my inspo.
I think my favorite part of interviewing both of you guys is you guys talking about each other. And you guys truly, like, your love for each other is so true and apparent. And you guys are both like, you can just tell that you guys are just such an amazing support to each other. So how lucky of you two to have friendship like that, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a blessing.
I love hearing that. So, well, I appreciate you being on and talking and opening up like you did. I know there's so many women that are going to resonate with what you said, and I will tag you in anything. So I hope it's okay if anybody has questions or wants to reach out to you. You have said
absolutely
in the book. But like I said, I think we're all just stronger when we hear each other's stories and can support each other and realize how connected we all are. So thank you so much for joining me, and everybody else. Look forward to our interview next week. Thank you.
Thank you.